Welcome, Seeker, to the Religious Book Summary Vault. We have so much to uncover together.
1-2 Corinthians Book Summary by Craig Keener. This book takes a fresh look at the letters Paul wrote to the church in Corinth, breaking down what happened and why it matters. Corinth was a messy place with lots of problems, divisions among believers, moral issues, and confusion about faith. Paul's letters try to fix all that. Right away, Paul addresses the fights in the church. Some people were picking sides, saying they followed Paul or Apollos or Peter. Paul tells them they're missing the point because it's all about Christ, not about who they follow. He reminds them that their faith should unite them, not tear them apart. Then there's the issue of immorality. A man was living in a way that shocked everyone. He was involved with his stepmother. Instead of ignoring it, Paul calls out the church to take action and discipline him. He says letting this slide harms the whole community. Paul also talks about lawsuits among believers. Instead of settling disputes inside the church, some were going to secular courts. Paul thinks this is a bad look for Christians and encourages them to work things out themselves. One big part of these letters is about marriage and singleness. Paul explains how both have their place depending on your situation. He says being single can help you focus more on serving God without distractions, but marriage is good too. The letters also tackle questions about food sacrificed to idols. Some thought eating such food was okay since idols aren't real gods. Others worried it might cause weaker believers to stumble. Paul advises respecting each other's conscience and avoiding actions that might hurt someone's faith. Another key moment is when Paul talks about spiritual gifts, the special abilities God gives believers to help the church grow. He stresses love as the most important gift because without love, everything else means nothing. In one of the most famous sections, Paul describes what love looks like: patient, kind, not jealous or proud. This passage has inspired countless people over centuries because it shows how love should shape our actions. Paul also reminds the Corinthians of his own hardships, being beaten, shipwrecked, and rejected, but he keeps going because of his commitment to spreading the gospel. Towards the end of 1 Corinthians, Paul talks about resurrection. He explains that if Christ didn't rise from the dead, then faith is useless. But since he did rise, believers have hope for eternal life too. 2 Corinthians feels more personal. Paul defends his ministry because some in Corinth doubted him after he had to leave suddenly due to opposition. He shares how God gave him strength during tough times and urges them to stay faithful. He encourages generosity by telling them about a collection for believers in Jerusalem who were struggling financially. Paul wants them to give willingly and cheerfully as a sign of their love and unity. Throughout both letters, you see how real these early Christians were, facing conflicts, doubts, and challenges just like people today do. Paul's words show how faith works in messy situations and how communities can grow stronger through honesty and care. If you want to understand these letters better or see how they apply today, picking up Keener's book is a great step. It breaks down complex ideas into clear explanations while keeping close to what actually happened in Corinth. Feel free to share your thoughts or recommend other books you'd like summarized here. It helps keep these stories alive and relevant for everyone interested in learning more about early Christian life and teachings. Supporting authors by buying their books also helps bring more valuable content like this your way.
Remember to subscribe and join our journey into the sacred texts, finding truth in every summary.